Hey, what's up YouTube? If you guys are curious how to install the brand new Hunter ceiling fan, I've got the 52-inch Triflow ceiling fan with light. We're gonna be installing it into our brand new Lennar home, which is pre-wired for a ceiling fan. So if you guys are curious about overall performance and review, I've already installed this in my living room. I love the same fan, so I decided to get one for my bedroom. And before we get started, we're gonna make sure the power is off to it. So it's super nice that all these Lennar homes are pre-wired with the ceiling fan, so you just have to pop this off. And we've got kind of our little plastic cover here that's got to be removed. And then we'll use those same screw holes. We're gonna drill a couple of set screw holes here and put some bigger screws into the stud. Let's go ahead and open the box and get this assembled. And I really like how well this is all packaged. The corrugated, like cardboard. So you can take the bottom piece out of the box and you're actually going to assemble the fan right on here. And that prevents damage to the wiring harness. So now we can put all the fan blades on right here. Now we're going to attach our bracket that's going to hold the fan. Pull the electrical wires down. So it comes with these normal wood screws in the box, which I don't like because I think having a normal Phillips head is a lot easier to strip out. So I'm just using ones with hex head. They're about 2 inches long, which would be fine. And I'm using the supplied washer that came in the box. So it should look something like that. We've got all our wires. It's going to connect to the harness for power. And then we've got our 2 set screws that are in there. And we are good to go. That's kind of the trickiest part. So as long as you get that part done good, you can pick the fan up and hang it on there. So you can see the blades just attached to these 6 points around the fan motor assembly. We're going to use all 9 of these hardware bolts. They've got all your Loctite threading on there too to keep them from backing out. That's what that blue stuff is. Make sure you get these all snugged down real good by hand. I'm not putting a drill or anything into this because I don't want to over tighten them. So now that these are on, we're going to go ahead and we're going to undo this wiring here, and we're going to wire in the light and get everything attached. And it's all pretty simple to do, so let's get into it. These are all the different hardware pieces that come inside the box, as well as the remote. And we're almost done. This is the main brain controller that controls it. Make sure you guys stay to the end of the video. I'm going to show you all the different fan controls. So to attach this white piece to the fan, you're going to use a couple of these little set screws, and you're going to set any 2 of them just barely threaded in. It could be whatever 2 holes you want. Then we're going to attach the white piece. We're going to drop our wires through the center. Okay, to prep this thing for the ceiling, you're going to pull it out of the assembly box, set it down, and we need to undo this plastic that's on the back here. So you've got this long wiring, and it comes through here. You just basically slide the wiring down. And you have a screw threading here. You're going to screw this threading into the fan base. You can see that there's a set screw, so when you screw this down, you're going to twist it all the way through. You don't want to let this wiring twist. You're going to hold it with one hand and then twist this down with the other hand. And now that that's tightened, you can tighten the set screw down. And this part's really important, guys. Don't forget to tighten this down because you don't want the fan to fall off of the ceiling. And that's what could happen if you miss that step. So just tighten it down by hand, and then a good half turn, you'll be good to go. Now we've got all of our electrical wiring. Throw this up on the ceiling. Before we put it up there, let's set this cover plate in position because it's going to need to go there. So here it is up close. It should look something like that for you guys. Pretty simple. We'll hang it up to the bracket next, and I'll put a link in the description down below for all the basic hand tools that I used for this video that I'd recommend, as well as I'll have a link to the exact Hunter Triflow fan as well. This is the instructions manual. It's pretty basic. You're gonna wanna follow this for the wiring. So you can see you've got your black wire, your white wire, and then your ground. So all three wires go in and you're good to go. And I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done. I'm not gonna try to film it, but you've got red, which goes to nothing. You've got black, neutral, ground. So our wiring looks like this here. The black, white, and ground, I had to clean the little bit of the paint off the ground to make sure you made a good contact. Comes with this little flat head. You can just tighten all the wires down just like this by screwing them down. Black, white, did them all one at a time, stripped them back, connected them, put them in. The red one, I didn't cut the shielding off because it doesn't go anywhere. So I just put it in there, tighten it down. It's unexposed, just to keep it clean, but let's put the fan up now. And there is a Hunter logo on there, so just decide what side you want the Hunter logo to face. I think that looks good facing that way. Now we just connect the wires from the harness to the fan, as well as there is a ground cable that comes off of the fan right here. Make sure you connect that little pigtail for the ground cable. Now we just slide the module in up top here. Now that I've got the harness on, I want to test that the fan works before I put everything together. The fan button. Just make sure you guys do your best to tuck the wires. I tuck them kind of underneath the main remote brain, up and out of the way. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to get that cover plate to raise up. Well, here we have it, guys. When you put the cover plate on, it only will go on one orientation. So if you try to attach the screw fittings and you can't get them to line up and it's not matching up, flip the black cover a 180 and it should go right on. Let's turn on the power. Let's hit the fan light. There we go. Fan button. This fan runs about $189 depending on where you buy it. I will leave it linked in the description down below. But I really like the look of the fan blades. They've got like that shape like an airplane propeller, which I like, versus just a typical slat. So it looks a lot classier in my opinion. This fan is designed for a medium to large size room, so don't worry guys with the size of the blades. With the design, it packs a heavy punch and it's very adequate at cooling. We've got it out in our living room. We live down in the Arizona desert where it's, you know, over 110 degrees, so you really need some airflow. This fan does a really good job at helping move the air around and keeping the room cool. I definitely would recommend it. The install is not too bad, guys. It took me about 30 minutes, so it's something you guys can easily do at home, and I think it looks fantastic in the room. It looks very nice, and I'm super excited to have the capability, instead of turning on all 4 lights, now I can turn on the one ceiling fan. And as far as the controls, this is dimmable, so if you want, you can turn the light off. Otherwise, if you hold with the light on, you can hold the button for several seconds. And then you can hit the down button and you can dim the light, which is cool. You can also reverse the fan orientation so you can have it blow up or blow down. And then you can click up or click down to raise the speed. But for a fan updraft, you want to hold the fan button for a long press. And then you'd hold the up button, and then for a downdraft, which is what I want, which it's already blowing down. So you'd hold this button for a long period of time, hold the down button, and you can switch it. But it's pretty freaking cool, guys. You can adjust the speed. It's whisper quiet. You don't hear any sound. I've got it turned up all the way. Still super quiet. The nice thing with the fan is if you turn the switch off, when you turn it back on, it'll default right back to the same setting. So if you had the light on or whatever fan speed it was at, it'll just restart right back where it was. But that's gonna wrap it up for today's video, guys. Hit the thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, subscribe to the video and the channel if you haven't, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.